feel about you. That's the way I feel about you. That's the way I feel about you. Come on in here. Man, let's see what you niggas is talking about tonight. I ain't gonna be in here long, so come in here fast. You two probably ain't gonna send out no notifications since I was live earlier. What's up, y'all? What's up, Tennessee? What's up, Henderson? Yeah, so I tuned into his shit real late. Like I was about to go live about 30 minutes ago, and I saw Tariq was live, and so I was like, let me see what the. I was about to go live at 11. And that's when I saw Tariq was live, and I got like the last 15 minutes. Yeah, I got like the last 15 minutes of what he was doing, talking about that senator chick out there in Rhode Island twerking upside down. I know she wasn't one of us when she put her weave in the sand. And no black woman from America putting her goddamn hair in the sand. Only people putting their hair in the sand is people who only black women putting hair in the sand are the ones that used to be around white people all the time. And that's a very, very, very small minority of ours. Not of theirs. But nah, I ain't here to talk about that. Yeah. You say you might have to legally carry Boyce Watkins' teeth. Boyce Watkins catches bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please. I swear to God. It'll take like a Deontay, Lennox Lewis, Tyson Wilder punch to knock Boyce out in them teeth. That shit would take a goddamn Floyd Summerweather, nigga, not Floyd Mayweather. That's a big fire truck. God damn. What's up, Quan? And we got the fire truck captain coming. Something must have happened. Shit. We got the fire truck and the SUV. What up, man? Yeah, we got the long truck with the ladder and the SUV fire truck going by behind it. Somebody getting fucked up. I pray they okay, goddammit. Yeah. What's up, Aries? But that's some bullshit, man. What's going on right now? It's a lot going on right now in this country. And I'm telling you right now, the Mars card for this year, Mars rules Mars rules the third 7-week period of the year, which means as you get into October towards the Christmas season. As we get in towards the Christmas season, just before the Christmas season, the Halloween season, really, that's the area that Mars rules in the yearly spread for the United States. And this 7-week period is going to be violent, but that Mars is the planet of war. When we start to get into October, nigga, make sure you get your CCW is all I'm saying. Make sure you ever like, you know how like, it works, like here's how war works. You always got to give your opponent an outlet, but the outlet might not clearly be shown. Like, there's not gonna, you'll get an outlet, but it won't be a big ass exit sign sitting over the outlet. You just gotta find it yourself. There's always whenever this country is doing some extra bullshit, there's always some kind of release or at least some kind of way of protection. And that's what this CCW thing is, man. It's like they kind of telling you the bullshit's coming. Here you go. Now it's about you. It's up to you to listen. You know, it's up to you to. Oh, what's up, Amar? Man, Clippers got John Wall. They ain't gonna mean shit. Let's see how John. It's gonna take John Wall at least half a season to look halfway good. But what I was saying about sometimes a trap door is open on the side. You just gotta know to go to it. We live in the spiritual world. I'll take it back. We spiritual people, but we live in the physical world. So if they got one, I want one too. That's the way I see it. They got one, I want one too. Red said we gotta stop with the no podcast Tuesdays. Yeah, that's been beyond our control. Some last minute stuff with the with the people, with the studio. And no, it's not Brown's fault. It's just been out of Brown's control too. So it ain't him. It just been some shit. It just been some shit. Yeah, shit happens. But I was looking forward to today's show. But actually, have y'all been thrown? I was with the fourth been on Monday. I kept thinking today was Monday. It's like I wasn't even thinking about Craig. Like if I had put Craig facts together with today, I would have pushed the Randy Short interview off for tomorrow because I don't really like doing interviews and doing Craig facts in the same day. Y'all don't understand. Like interviews take more energy than talking because you got to stay. It's like on one point you got to keep that balance between being quiet and letting your guests do the talking, yet at the same time sort of guiding them so they don't go too far off. You know, like y'all heard the interview with Dr. Short today earlier. It was one point where I was like, I don't even like you, so I don't even like saying pause. But I was like, pause. Then I said, let's get back on over here because we going over there. It takes a lot of focus, you know. And so to go from there, then to go to Craig Facts. On Craig Facts, I got to use both sides of my brain. On Craig Facts, I got to give y'all information and I got to be funny. And you guys don't know how extremely hard that is to do because this is literally using opposite sides of your brain. To be funny, you got to pull from the ethers. You got to be open. Or at least for me, the way my funny works. My funny works through just being open to receive, and the funny comes through me. When it comes to being informative, that comes through like actual brain activity, memorizing things that happen. And so to go back and forth, that's kind of hard. Like if I want, like on Craig Facts, I could be 10 times funnier if I chose to only be funny. If I said, okay, all I'm gonna do is come here and bounce off other people and crack jokes, y'all see a totally different side of me. But that's not my role on that show. My role is more to drop the information and stand 10 toes down. So the funny comes secondary, but I still pull it off. I dare you to find any other nigga out there that could do what I do. There's motherfuckers out there who are popular. There's people out there with more popular podcasts. It's more popular shows than Craig Facts out there. But I guarantee you ain't gonna find nobody on none of those podcasts that can go to the depth that I do and still clown the fuck out of people. You're not gonna find that. But I said that, but it's draining. Like when I'm done, I'll be like, fuck, I'm tired. Yeah, yeah, me and Craig, that's my guy right there. Y'all don't know how much me and Craig would talk before the show. Before Craig Facts, when Craig was on the road driving that truck, nigga, Craig would be driving that truck through the middle of Idaho and just call me. We'd be on the phone for 2 hours, just talking about, focusing on our goals. It's like Neely Fuller says, being constructive. I'll be talking to Craig about some shit that I just read from Neely Fuller. Craig will be talking to me about some shit that he heard from Claude Anderson. Like Craig, y'all don't know, like going back to like 2015. Me and Craig, we like when Dr. Umar Johnson came to LA back in 2015. Me and Craig went. Like when Hidden Colors 4, when that dropped, I went with my wife, but and Craig came along too. When Jason Black dropped Race War, me and Craig was right there at the theater watching Race War. Like, yeah. Dr. Runoko Rashidi. Me and Craig would go to see Dr. Runoko Rashidi together. Craig be playing with y'all on that show. Craig way smarter than he lets on to be. But that's the whole thing with Craig Facts. Craig Facts is where he is a character. Sometimes I wish Craig would show how smart he really is more on that show. He be fucking with y'all. He be saying shit that he be saying some shit out of bounds just for the reaction. He be doing shit just for the reaction sometimes. He don't be giving a fuck about what he's saying, but he'll say some shit to get a reaction out of people. But Craig is way smarter than he lets on. But on Craig Facts, Craig is there to be funny. That's what y'all know Craig for. Y'all know Craig for the funny. So he's there to be funny. So sometimes when he's bouncing back to his more intelligent side, that can be, again, like I said, y'all don't know how hard it is to transition on a live show, unscripted, in front of, we have 2,000 people in the chat room. We know by the end of the week, 30, 40, 50,000 people going to see the video. It's hard to be on point and still be funny. So Craig, for the show, chooses the funnier side, and I choose the informative side. And then we both kind of blend on certain areas. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why he read. What's up, C. Vesey? I saw you up in the chat room earlier. What's up, Zeke KZL? Hey, when I'm telling y'all now, some of the funny shit to me, hey, chat room, hey, nigga, when Todd be instigating Blaze, and then like when Blaze calls Mike Tyson Mikey, nigga, y'all don't know how hard the fuck that's some of the funniest shit ever to me. When that nigga Blaze be talking about fighting Mike Tyson, oh God, I can't hold it, nigga. That's the funniest shit. And then that boy Ty be instigating. Ty be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He gonna get him, yeah. Man, yeah, Mike Tyson, Blaze said, nigga. Ty be killing me, boy. Every time Tyson come up with Blaze, nigga, I I don't know, man. I can't, nigga. I can't. I can't take that shit. That shit. That's the funniest shit to me. Yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate that, B Taylor. I'm glad we was able to get you through some shit, man. That's what we're here for, man. We brothers. We brothers, for real, all of us. And sisters. I respect the women like sisters. And the men like brothers. I got a dope ass wife. I don't do this shit for the pussy. My wife, man, me and her straight. I don't do none of this. I love looking at women. Women are beautiful, but I don't do this for that. I do this because I see the women as my sisters, for real, for real. and I see the men as my brothers. Anybody attracted to what I do is someone who obviously wants to learn something. And if you guys entrust me with teaching you something and sharing parts of my life and sharing my point of view, I see you as a brother and a sister, for real, for real. So because I see you as a brother and a sister, we got to have real conversations about some real shit. And because I see you as a brother and a sister, I'm gonna clown your ass too. That's part of being my brother and my sister. We gonna crack some jokes. Yesterday on the 4th, I was with my sister. Man, my sister's husband and my wife, they be looking at each other like, these niggas is crazy. You come around me and my sister, niggas don't be guaranteed laughs. My brother too, and my brother's a stiff ass cop. If you just see him on a surface level, you think he never laughed, but shit. Have my brother come around me and my sister. It's on, nigga. On like Donkey Kong. That's how I treat my brothers and my sisters. I'm a clown your ass too sometimes, but I still love you. I still love you. You know. I don't really like the caffeine setup. It's changing. Like this, like just when I'm there, I don't mind it when I'm there because I like sitting on that back couch. When I'm there, I like sitting behind the couch. It's just fun because I get to see everybody. You know what I mean? It makes it easy on me. But when I watch it on camera, I'll be like, "Ooh, that's kind of hard to. That's tough." When I see it on camera, like the angles. But from where I sit, I like it. But I see how. But when I sit on a flat table, it's kind of weird. The energy ain't the same. I love the setup at Brown Studio. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, what's up, Scotty? What's up, Smoke Splitter? Yeah. Man, Otto's a good dude. Let me just say that, man. We be cracking jokes on Otto. But you know how some people, you ever go around people that you know that they just got a good heart? That's Otto. Me and Otto see life differently. Politically, we see it differently. Socially, Otto and I see life differently. But I love Otto. Let me say that shit very clear. I love that bro. Otto one of the people you just when you meet Otto, you gotta love. If somebody doesn't, if you meet Otto and you don't like him, you're probably just a crappy person. Like if you have any kind of heart, nigga, you like Otto if you meet him. So Otto be doing some weird ass shit on the show, and he doing a lot of shit that's worth the jokes. Like every joke you guys say about Otto in the chat room, every joke y'all he earned it. So I'm not gonna tell y'all don't talk shit about Otto. He earned every joke you niggas put on him. But that's a kind-hearted individual right there. We Otto is just a genuinely nice person. Yeah, yeah. So the part of Indiana my family from. Well, they from North. That part of the family is from North Carolina, Virginia border. But when they moved to Indiana, they were all over Indiana. They were in Roberts Settlement is my family. It's just outside of Naptown. But they also in South Bend. Some are in Indianapolis. Some are in Gary. But most of them moved to Michigan. Paw Paw, Michigan. Benton Harbor, Michigan. Um, Battle Creek, Michigan. Some in Detroit. Yeah, yeah. Auto's down, man. I like Auto, man. Sometimes it's certain shit Auto be saying. I be like, nigga, why? Why'd you dog? Is you really gonna lynch yourself like that in front of all of us, Otto? Did you? Well, I'm telling you right now, y'all ever meet Otto, y'all gonna like Otto. He's a genuinely nice guy. He said he's from Michigan. I'm so glad my ancestors moved from Michigan to Los Angeles. Michigan cold as fuck, and I ain't with it. I don't like cold ass weather. My great great grandfather invented the railroad crossing, the automatic railroad crossing. Alfred Hoggett. He took he sold that patent and moved to LA in the 1940s, where he met my great well no he moved out here married, and then he had my grandmother. That's nothing. That was my great grandfather. Yeah, because then he had my grandmother, who had my mother, who had me. Well, we got to LA by way of selling a patent for the automatic railroad crossing. And he married the woman he married. The woman he married, her father was a stone mason. Her uncle was the first black senator in Illinois history. That's who he married. Her uncle, which was from the Roberts side. The Roberts side is the side I said that's from Indiana. That settled in Indiana. Out of that family, out of my Roberts family, they got to Indiana in 1832. 1831. No, 1831. It was the same year as Nat Turner. They left Virginia. They left the Virginia Carolina border after the Nat Turner revolt. So that's because these motherfuckers going around saying Nat Turner didn't exist. I can't. I can't because my family, when they were leaving, they were free. They weren't enslaved. When they were leaving the Carolina area, they had to leave because they lived 50 miles away from they lived 50 miles from where the Nat Turner revolt happened. And so after the Nat Turner revolt happened, Nat Turner, a lot of the free blacks hid him until he got into Seneca Town. So the free black people were basically told, look, y'all got to get the fuck out of here, or we're going to capture your ass and put y'all in slavery too. So that was the ultimatum: either leave or get captured into slavery. So they had to bounce. So they went by covered wagon up North Carolina, up through Pennsylvania, then around through Ohio, and then into Indiana. And they founded a place called Roberts Settlement, where they bought, I think initially like 400 acres, but at some point it grew to like 900 acres that they owned. They bought it from Amish people, because Amish didn't fuck with slavery. And they bought it in the middle of a bunch of Amish people to keep them, because the slave trade was real back then. Like if black people were caught walking around free, you could have them slave hunters. They make it seem like slave hunters were just going around capturing runaway slaves. No, that was half of their duty. The other half, the way they got paid, was when free black people were just walking around minding their own business, they would capture them and sell them off into slavery. And that's how you could make a quick buck if you was a white person. So you get a gang of white people. Watch that movie 12 Years a Slave. That's basically what they were telling you that's what they did without telling you. Like, don't watch the oppression of 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave more so gives you the scenario of what was going on at the time. They would capture free black people and just sell their asses. So my family moved out there, and then from there, in two generations, the second generation after that, they produced um, the first black judge in Indiana state history, the first black doctor to be over the state of Illinois medical review. and the first black senator in Illinois state history in 1924. And all of that was produced in two generations. Oh, and the founder of the Prince Hall Masons of the state of in the state of Indiana, the one who founded the Prince Hall Masons chapter in Indiana. All of them within one generation, two generations of moving to Indiana. Mm. I'm not. I know a little bit about archaeological ruins, not enough to really speak on it with authority. If you know some Roberts from Gary, Indiana, that's probably my family. I don't know the niggas, but they probably family. Yeah, yeah. Mississippi is. See, Brown for me, I don't really have a connection to Brown like that. Brown, I had a lot of trauma in my family, on my mom and my dad's side. Like on my dad's side, my dad was named after his brother and sister's father. Like, like he was named after him. And my grandfather, who just passed away last week, he's not my blood grandfather, but he's the man that raised my dad since the age of one. He's the person that raised my dad. So Brown isn't who my grandfather is. That was just the name that my dad got. My uncle and my auntie, they the Browns, really. So I don't really have a, I don't have a bloodline. I don't have a bloodline connection to the name Brown. I'll be past my father. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a bloodline connection to the name. I keep telling Dr. Short that he be forgetting. See, Dwan, you're Brown. I know some Browns. I be like, look, man, the only bloodline I have connected to Brown is my father. There is no bloodline after that. That's my uncle and my auntie's dad, Brown. Yeah, that's my uncle and my auntie's name. Yeah, my dad's dad, he died before my dad was even born. And my mom's mom died when she was a month old. And that's partially why I feel the way I feel about men taking care of what they come. 'Cause my grandfather, those weren't his kids. Still raised them, and he raised his own kids. My dad told me that my grandfather back in the early '60s had a two-bedroom house, had my grandmother's three kids and his three kids in the same house, and his niece too. So seven kids in that 2.5 bedroom house. And my grandfather raised them all. And I hear these niggas, and this is in the '60s too. Hustle. There was no social safety net. There was no McDonald's. My grandfather worked and ran a burger stand on 67th and Main Street. That's why I'm like, and I don't even be knowing about the burger stand like that. Like since he died, I've been hearing more about it. But you know who I hear about my grandfather's burger stand from the most? If y'all know, check it. This is a cool Dewan story. Do any of y'all watch boxing? Press the letter one, number one if you watch boxing. Ooh, the moon is beautiful. The moon is beautiful right now. It's orange and shit. Press number one if you watch boxing. Well, y'all know who Sam Watson is? Sam Watson's Mayweather's. He's Al Heyman's front man. People be thinking, anytime you see anytime you hear anything Al Heyman, you're going to see Sam Watson. Sam, that's my guy. You know what the y'all like? I'm gonna have y'all guess. Y'all would never. I'm not gonna have y'all guess. Y'all would never guess his nickname for me. Every time he's seen me over the last 30 years, what's Sam Watson's nickname for me? Little Red. He's the only person on earth that called me little anything ever in my life. I wasn't getting called little when I was 3, nigga. I was. My grandfather was calling me the big unit when I was 3 years old. I've always been a big motherfucker. The only person that calls me little anything is Sam Watson. She said bubbles. My dad's nickname is Red. If y'all saw the episode of Craig Fact, you see my dad. He got red hair, so he called me Little Red. Well, Sam Watson grew up on like 67th and Main Street, in between Main and San Pedro, and my grandfather owned a hamburger stand on the corner, right across the street from Main Electric. Main Electric is gone now. He used to own that back in the 60s, a burger stand. And he would work in the daytime, and then he would get off work and work his burger stand. And and so Sam, every time I see Sam, man, your granddaddy, your grandmama, them was the best burgers I had in my life. One time I was with Sam. I saw Sam in Vegas because I was out there for All Star Weekend. I was out there for All Star Weekend anyway. This All Star Weekend Vegas. I think that was '06. And we in Tao. Tao's the nightclub that used to be at the Venetian. We in Tao for All Star Weekend. Our table is next to Floyd Mayweather's table, and of course Sam is there. And Sam, hey, Lil Red, come over here, man. And he take me over to Floyd. He like, it's Lil Red right here, man. His grandparents, man, that's why he a big motherfucker right here, man. Cause his grandparents had this burger stand. And that burger stand, man, was the best burger I ever had in my life. Shit. Next time I see Sam, matter of fact, I'm gonna text Sam, let him know Poppy died. I know he's busy. He ain't gonna be able to come to the funeral. I know he's busy. I'm gonna text Sam and let him know Poppy died. But every time he's man, your grandparents, man, best burger. Sam talk fast. Best burgers I ever had in my life. Them some more thick burgers too. Yeah. But yeah, that's my grandfather put in that kind of work, and he raised 3 kids that wasn't his, a niece that wasn't his, along with his own 3 kids that he had from a previous marriage. So those are the kind of men I grew up under. So I know it's possible. I'm like, shit, if Poppy could do that back in the 50s, 60s, man, it ain't no excuse for anybody right now. It just come down to your hustle. Are you willing to are you willing to hustle? Are you willing to put in the work? And if you are, you be straight. all my years working with kids and families, every time I ran into a family that was determined to get it right, they got it right. The only time that it didn't get right, which is most of the time, is people being denial about what's true. Or they may be upfront, or they may understand what's true, but they're not willing to change it. The only difference between people growing to defeat whatever issues that are holding them back, the only difference between those who accomplish that goal and those who don't is the will to do it. A lot of people like talking about it. It just becomes information porn. They just want no more and no more and no more. And the more they learn, the more they know, they don't do nothing with what they know. They just want to know more, just to know shit, but don't ever apply it. Those are the people that get stuck too long. And we all can get stuck in ruts like that for a while. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect. We will sometimes, start out with certain intentions and then sort of loop around, and we keep looping. And looping is when you get in a pattern of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's looping is something that's caused by your ego, because your ego's job is to keep you away from being your best self. Because once you get to the point to where you're at that level of knowing and understanding about yourself, you no longer have use for the ego. So the ego's job is to keep you on that bullshit, basically. That's why when I read somebody's cards, I tell them, the first thing I do is I read your authentic personality versus your egoic personality. I make sure I do that on all my card readings, so people know when I give them what they or what they're like when their egos involved. That's a way for them to identify and separate themselves from their ego. I don't even know how I got on this tangent. I guess I've just been led to talk about this kind of shit. But that ego is what really fucks us up, for real, for real, for real. And the thing is to let go of that and to get really into yourself, because, man, whenever you decide you're going to get through whatever you need to get through and you say that's just what it is, I don't care if it's a family issue, a personal issue, you're going to get through it. There's no other choice. There's no other way around it. There's no other end to it. That's why it's like the first thing you need to do when you find yourself in that mode to where you're just looping all the time and you're second arrowing. Second arrowing means basically when you have a certain traumatic event in your mind, but you keep replaying that event over and over and over again. So basically, every time that event, that traumatic event, every time the scab gets to growing and you start to healing it, you bring it back up and replay it again, and then you feel guilty about it, and that guilt is literally like pulling a scab off of a wound. And every time that wound go to heal, you pull that scab back off by thinking about that event and then calling yourself stupid and getting down on yourself. And that's how you stay in the rut that you're in. The key is to identify it. Identify when you're in those ruts and do something different. And you're gonna fuck up a lot too. You know what I mean? The line of progress is it's static to the motherfucker. It's not straight. It's up and down. That's just like the little earthquake seismic monitors. That shit up and down, up and down. But at some point, you'll start to get more wins than you get losses. And that's when you know you make the shift. When you first start off, you're going to have more losses than wins. The key is to not feel guilty when you have those losses. When you have those losses, you see where you fuck up, you dust yourself off, and you have the confidence that you'll get it right the next time. And the next time you're faced with that situation, you give it the different approach. and then you'll get a win, and then you get 2 wins, and then you get a loss, and then you get a win, and then you might get 2 losses, maybe 3 losses. The key is when you get to that third loss, don't get so down on yourself that you stop trying. And we approach it like that, you'll win. Hey, what's up, brother love? Hey, so remember that. Oh, what's up, Star? But that's how you do it. It's like the ego's job is to keep you away from from being your best self, and it's your job to be your best self. That's the high and the low vibration with everything. That's why it's like the biggest thing is to release judgment because you want to see things from the center. Everything has a high and a low to it. Everything has a good and a bad. And let me think about it. Let me rewind. There is no good and bad. Only positive and negative. Good and bad is a judgment. There's only positive and negative. That's different than good and bad. Positive and negative is it just is. There is no one that's greater than the other. You need the positive and the negative for anything to grow. That's why car batteries have a plus and a minus. Everything needs a positive and a negative charge. That's how life works. But when you get in judgment good and bad, you don't learn the lesson. You know what I mean? And you don't fix whatever the issue is. You just kind of stay in this loop of good and bad. That's why they say don't judge. Not because you perfect, nigga. Not because you know it all, nigga. You don't judge specifically because you know you don't know it all. That's why you don't judge. You judge because you know that you don't have enough information to make a solid decision. You only have a perception. You only have an angle. You only have a point of view. Listen to how we talk. People either say either from my point of view or from my viewpoint or the way I see it. We use that language for a reason, you know? But when you talk about something I know because of what I saw and you start to get into judgment, you miss the whole story. That's how they was able to get Bill Cosby on all them fake ass charges and break the law to get him. So they got motherfuckers caught up in their emotions. And when they get caught up in their emotions, they pick a side. You judge. Boom, guilty. He's wrong. Yada yada yada. You've now judged. Now you're on one side. Now you're gonna have a very very narrow viewpoint because instead of looking at the circle, you're standing on the side of the circle and you only see what you see. Versus before you started judging, you were able to see the full circle, and then when you're able to see the full circle, you can see the positive and the negative. Oh yeah, that right there, that's negative. Oh, right there, that's positive. If you see life in negative and positive versus good and bad, that's another trick to separating yourself from your ego. If you see it in positive and negative, that's all atoms are. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. The nucleus. You the nucleus, the proton is the electron is the event, and the proton and the neutron are the angles. The synergy between the 4 components is the basic of life. Like life comes in fours. Those 4 components: nucleus, electron, proton, neutron. the 4 laws of motion, the 4 seasons of the year, the 4 suites of the deck. All that is the same science locked in one. That's why I can read your cards and know exactly what's going on. That's why I was able to say, what did I say in my prediction? I said, go back and look when I read the United States. I said, the United States birthday is July 4th. Right around the beginning of his birthday, it's going to be cracking. May was the preview for what's coming in July. I was able to read that as clear as day. This shit's science. You have 4 seasons of the year, 4 laws of motion, 4 components, 4 elements of the universe, four elements of life. Why 4 is such a balanced number. That's why people with 4s in their chart, meaning if your birthday is the 4th, the 13th, so on and so forth, those are balanced people. The 22nd, the 31st. If you're someone born on one of those dates, I guarantee you, you're a balanced person. If you're a 4 of clubs, 4 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, 4 of spades, you're balanced in some ways, a lot of ways. Like the 4 of hearts is like the most balanced heart, because most of them heart people are fucking emotional as shit. But the 4 of hearts are the most reasonable people. This shit's a science. 14th, that means you're a 5. That means you're a little bit schizophrenic. That means you can be hot and cold. You gotta watch niggas like 5. You gotta watch people who are 5s. 5s are some imbalanced motherfuckers. 5s can be this way, they can be that way. You don't fuck with somebody who's a 5. I'm sure, Don Smith, you're someone not to fuck with. But for real, like, they done told us that cardology, astrology, astronomy, the numerology, they done told us this is a pseudoscience. No, the fuck it ain't. Oh, the fuck it ain't. It's science. I told y'all this year is going to be a schizophrenic year. Schizophrenic from the point of view of it's going to be a lot of shit cracking socially. There's going to be economic collapse. That's coming around August, September, if I remember my reading correctly. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot of coming together. It's going to be a lot of unity of like-minded people. There's going to be a lot of, especially as we get into April and May of next year, there's going to be a lot of reunification of families and starts of new families. So on one hand, it's going to be extremely positive. On the other hand, it's going to be extremely negative. This is a very schizophrenic year for the United States. But 2022, that's a 6. That's another balanced number. So 2022 can be seen as a year of bringing balance back. And things have been imbalanced for such a long time. If you're going to bring an imbalanced thing back into balance, that means there's a violent reaction that needs to happen. That's why you don't judge good and bad, only positive and negative. There's a correction going on right now. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Quantum five's a wild card. Five's a wild card. Are you a 5 of clubs? You got to watch how you talk as a five of clubs. You know what you want to say, but sometimes you can say it in a way that, see, the five of clubs and the nine of clubs, those are the two clubs that got to watch how they say things because people can take offense at what y'all say easily. And eight of clubs, that's the life of the party. They can get people to rally around them. Mm, yeah. Numerology takes a long time to figure out. Numerology is something that you got to do slowly. Get some of Lloyd Strayhorn's books. Get some of King Simon's books. Lloyd Strayhorn. But every number has a value. And start off just learning one through nine. When you learn one through nine, you can get the rest later. But really learn one through nine. The rest of the numbers, the math numbers, the 11s, the 22s, you can learn that. 33s, 27s, you can learn those later. But really learn one through nine. If you learn one through nine, that's 80% of what you need functionally. When it gets deeper than that, that's when you want to become an expert. But just to functionally know numerology, like I'm a little above functional knowledge of numerology. But when you learn one through nine, you learn most of what you need to know. Yeah, all numbers are reduced one through nine. Yeah, Quan, that stuff does speak truth to who you are. And that's what, again, going back to not judging, positive and negative. That's where you want to stay. Because at the end of the day, people are who they are, man. And we incarnate here to solve whatever challenges our soul needs to solve on this planet. So we incarnate through a certain particular number, through a particular card, to live out that path. You incarnate on your date for a reason. It's not random. You live out to incarnate the destiny of that card, of that number, of that sign. It's a science. There are certain suites that don't get along. Like I know this, I don't have many friends in that are hearts. I don't have many Cancer friends. I don't know that many people born in July. I don't. The few Cancers I know were like June 20th, right there. Yet I know a lot of Leos. I know a fuck ton of Geminis. I know a lot of Scorpios. I have a lot of friends that are either clubs. Most of my friends are either clubs or diamonds. I know a fair amount of spades. But I don't know that many hearts. Some people have similar paths, and that's where you get a fusion of viable people. And there are other people, your life paths are just totally divergent. There's absolutely no intersection with certain people's life paths. When you understand these sciences, it really helps you. It helps remove yourself from judgment. You really start to see that shit, man. Things just is. Things just is. Things just are for you proper speaking motherfuckers. Things just is. You sit there, your sister and father are cancers. Yeah. She said Gemini's are something else. Man, Gemini's are perfect. Let's start off by saying that. Gemini's a balance. We can see both sides of everything. You dig? And we're great communicators. Well, when we want to be. Not unless the Gemini is born like on a ninth or an 18, 27. No, not 27 is Cancer. But May 27th. Those guys, those Geminis don't communicate as well. Those Geminis with the nine. But the rest of us Geminis, man, Geminis are perfect. And King of Clubs are perfect too. That's my card. My card is the King of Clubs. That's the card of the Master Teacher. When I come up here and talk, I'm just living out my life. I'm just living out my life path. That's all I'm doing. I was incarnated as a King of Clubs in the month of Gemini, planetary ruler Mercury, planet of communication, and Jupiter, planet of expansion. Man, I'm living out my cards. That's why I can help you point out your life path through my cards. My cards are gonna tell you this is where you need to be. Yeah, all of it works together. Numerology. The thing that helps you know cardology the best, you have to understand house astrology, 12 houses, and you have to have like just a basic understanding of that, the planetary, the planets, and how the planets rule and affect energy. And you have to have a basic understanding of numerology. You got to understand though that's because cardology, every card is representation of each. You know, so yeah, they played it like when I'm reading someone's cards, just the heart and the number. I mean, I said the heart, the suite and the number is going to tell me a fair amount about them just off top before I even get into their spread. And everybody has 13 cards. So when I get a real in-depth card reading, everyone has your sun card is just one card. You have a card in each planet. Your Mercury card rules how you communicate. Your Venus card rules your femininity. Your Mars card, and I'm just sure it's deeper than that. I'm just giving y'all footnotes. Your Mars card rules how your masculine side, how you deal with conflict. Your Jupiter side is your expansion card. Your Saturn is your justice card. You know, and so on and so forth. So, but you have 13 cards in your spread. So, and then every year when I read your year, your 13 card spread changes every year. Your sun card stays the same, but the other 12 cards behind that, they change every year. That's how I can know and predict what's going to happen in your year. And I can predict it down to the month and sometimes the date. It all plays in the number and the suite, all that stuff plays into it. If you're a heart, I know you're an emotional motherfucker. If you're a diamond, I know that you tough as nails. You got a lot of grit. If you're a spade, I know you're spiritual. If you're a club, I know you're a communicator. And the number is going to tell me, where you either positives are or negatives are. If you're a four, I know I'm dealing with balance. If you're a five, I know I'm dealing with a wild card. If you're a nine, I know I'm dealing with struggle. If you're a seven, I know I'm dealing with spirituality and kind of fickleness at the same time. If you're a two, I know I'm dealing with youth. So, yeah. Yeah, that's real talk, Aries. Well, I appreciate that. So, but a lot of the stuff isn't memorized. Like I still like when I do a reading, I still got to read from them. I don't know a lot of the stuff. I know like I know a lot off the top of my head, but a lot I still don't know. I still got to go to the books. I read these books every day, man. Like I be reading. Y'all understand? I be reading my Cardology books probably an hour a day, and then when I do readings, I still got to reference the books for certain things. And but once you reference it, the difference is because I only use the reading. I only use the cards to get me to the city I need to go to. After that, I use my intuition because the book says a lot of shit. And if I'm doing a reading, I'm not going to say 90% of what's in that book. I'm going to say what more. I'm going to go where my intuition guides me, and my intuition is what makes me is where that's where my gift is. The book's are one thing. Anybody can learn cardology. It's a science. There's nothing mysterious about cardology. If you have the time to dedicate to picking up the books and rolling it in class, if you need to, you can learn cardology. It's not that hard to learn. The true insight comes from the intuition. That's what separates readings. That's why you can get a reading from two different people on the same thing. Neither of them really say the same thing, but both of them make completely sense. It depends on, or one may make sense and one don't make sense. It depends on how tapped in that person is to their intuition. And I'm highly intuitive. Yeah, I appreciate that, Aries. But it's that intuition that gets you where you need to be. And I'm tapped all the way in with myself. Hell, I'm the nigga when I used to be in a club. I used to club every goddamn day. I'll be that motherfucker, and my intuition to be like, nigga, it's time to go, and I'll be out. I'm driving down Sunset. All I hear is crack, 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 crack. Thank you, intuition. That's me. I don't hardly ever be around no bullshit. My gut be like, nigga, it's time to go, and I'll be out. Like I remember, it was this one story. I'm not gonna retell the story, but it was a story Corey told on 5150 like 2 years ago about like another comic being in front of the improv and getting and that other comic got an altercation and they was laughing about it on 5150. It was funny because I was there and about 10 minutes before all that shit cracked off, I was like, you know what? I think I need to go. And I left. Next thing I know, I'm getting I see Corey the next night at the Savoy and Corey like, Dwan, this motherfucker had to whoop this nigga's ass. I'm like, what? Nigga, you just missed it. I'm like, oh, I don't ever be around when that bullshit pop off. I know when to go. Sagittarius is my moon sign. You gotta know your moon sign too. I'm a Sagittarius moon. That's why I'm a balanced motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, I'm here because I'm not gonna box myself into just talking, you know, black news and information. We need to talk black news and information. We need to talk black history. We need to talk about more. And for a long time, I was scared to go deeper on this channel about that kind of stuff. I really was. I was like, man, I'm probably gonna run these motherfuckers off. And then I said, you know what, man, these niggas ain't stupid. Shit, let me go ahead and go there. And if it runs a few off, then whatever. I don't care. Shit, I gotta be me. It's my goddamn YouTube channel. I don't do this shit for fake. I do this shit to express myself. Like I told you, I'm a king of clubs. Expressing myself is vital to my survival. I was always that way anyway. When I be studying myself and my cards, man, I be learning me. Well, I be like, it be all kind of shit. I be learning. Be like, man, I always did this shit, never knew why. It should be amazing when you study your own personal chart and you really get in. Like, that's why I trust my intuition so much because I spend so much time studying myself, why I am the way I am, why I'm so stubborn sometimes, why I could be a major asshole and be the nicest person at the same time. I can be both and not give a fuck. I can be very caring, but I can be evenly as ruthless. And like I won't say ruthless. I won't harm anybody. But I can be as ruthless, as equally as careless. Like there's certain people I know, like certain things happen to their family members. I just didn't give a fuck. And it was what happened to them was like, man, the regular me was like, man, that's fucked up. The regular me will be kind of hurt at what happened, like hurt for them. But it's a side of me that certain things that have happened to people I know that I've just been like, it's just not there. As I'm looking at Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter's above the horizon now. It's just beautiful. Yeah, man. I love this. I love this time of year when the planets coming back up. The last few months, the planets have all been invincible at night. Now they're trying to come back up, and Jupiter's bright too. Mm. This nigga said trilogy of horror. Nah, I don't have Taurus in my chart. Funny, my sister is a Taurus. Fun calling me a Taurus. You saying I'm corny, nigga? No strength that I have for in my chart. That's just funny. I got I got your girlfriend's naked photos in my phone too. Oh yeah, yeah, I am stubborn. I am stubborn. Like once like I can't be like but here's the thing with me. I'm stubborn, but at the same time, I'm not really tired. I don't really care enough to stay stubborn that long. Like if I'm being stubborn, that's when I'm completely in my ego. When I'm stubborn, I am 100,000% in my ego. That's one of my clues to that Dewan chill. Because really, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I really don't give a single fuck about too many things. I don't care. I just want to have fun, nigga. So now I can't be. Now this is where I'm. This is where I'm being stubborn when I'm not in my ego. The times I'm stubborn when I'm in myself is when I've adequately researched something and I have developed a point of view that I feel best suits me on certain things. That if I feel you someone that put in the work too, and then no, we can debate, we can talk about this because you have a point of view that you can give me that can possibly alter my point of view. But if I spend my time researching something, and I know you just talking about your feelings or you pulling something out your ass, I'll be the most stubborn person to you. Like, you feel get the fuck out of my face. And I'll be like, I'll get real petty with people like that. And I'll just like go on, I'll be like on Instagram and I'll start deleting their comments. And they be getting, oh, niggas, hey, you weird ass niggas be getting mad as fuck when your comments get deleted. Cause I be like, niggas, my social, certain dumb shit, I don't even want that energy. I don't even want that energy on my page, certain shit. So you say some certain dumb shit, I'll just delete your comment, like right after you write it. And then you'll come back with, why you delete my, delete. Man, that's fucked up. You tried to delete my, delete. I don't even read the comment. I just see your name pop up, delete. And that shit be pissing people off. I get real stubborn about that. Once I like, before I label people a dumbass, I ask questions. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, sometimes less on Twitter, more so on Instagram. When people come around saying dumb shit in my comments, the first thing I'll do is ask a series of questions. And I ask these questions because I want to know how they think. And I just ask questions that are going to give me an assessment to how these people think. And if they answer those questions in a way to where I feel that they thought about this and they paid attention and they came to a conclusion, whether or not I agree with that conclusion, I'll be like, all right, cool. I can listen to what this person has to say. I don't necessarily agree with them. I don't agree with what they had to say, but I can tell they at least thought this out. That's 5% of the people. The other 95% of the people that I like to argue with you, they just repeating some shit that they heard. So once I identify you as a person that just repeats some shit you heard, I just don't give a fuck about. I'll stubbornly just do shit to piss you off. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, you make my brain hurt and my balls itch. I'm good. Like no, I'm stubborn to those kind of people. Fuck out my face. Hey, brother love be killing me on Facebook. She be having people in her comment section that be saying dumb shit. That shit be killing me. Brother love be getting these pro Democrat niggas all of her comment section talking a bunch of bullshit. That should be hilarious. I don't believe like I'm the kind of person. I don't believe in trying to change your point of view. You know what I mean? If you think how you think, that's cool with me. Like I don't have to. I don't think I'm so great that I have to agree with you. I just won't let you. I just stand my ground when you try to make me agree with you, and that should be pissing niggas off. See the one, we just need to agree to disagree. No, nigga, I don't. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something right now. If you ever want to piss me off, say let's agree to disagree. No, fuck you. I say what I said. You say what you said. I don't care if you say what you had to say. That's your point of view. I don't give a fuck about your point. I don't care. People don't know how little I care about changing their point of view. I don't want to change nobody's point of view. Let me say that again. I don't want to change nobody's point of view. I'm just here to express my own. And either you rock with it or you don't. And if you don't, I don't give a fuck. And I don't want you telling me your point of view because I didn't ask. Especially if I've already in my mind qualified you as a dumbass. Once I see you just kind of nigga that repeat what you heard, I really don't want to know your point of view. I already know your point of view. It's simple. All I gotta do is just look at the point of view of the 85%, and I know what your point of view is. It's either on one side of the coin or the other side of the coin. 85 percenters. Your point of view is on one side of the coin or but either side of the coin. I know it's either this or that. It's only two choices that you have on me knowing who you are. And if I pull your cards out, it's all the way over. I know exactly who you are because you tied to the program. So I don't really, I don't argue with people over my point of view. My point of view is my point of view. Period. That's when I'm very stubborn. My point of view is my point of view. I don't want to debate. I spend more than enough time reading a whole bunch of shit and researching shit, listening to people who I don't know if they got something interesting to say. Nah, Quan, y'all stubborn in the motherfucker. Y'all stubborn in the motherfucker. My sister told us. When my sister's on some shit, she is on it. I love my sister. Shit. Don't look. I was telling my sister about this yesterday when I was over there for the fourth. And my sister is my staunchest supporter, like 10 toes down defender. Like, my sister, you don't fuck with her kids, you don't fuck with my mom, and you don't fuck with me. When I was a kid, when I was in second grade, my sister was in sixth grade. She used to beat kids up for fucking with me. Like shit. There wasn't no bullies around. Me and my sister was in elementary school together. To this day, like you say, if my sister perceive you say one thing bad about me, you're never going to be good with her. That's it. If she had the perception you had any kind of ill will towards me, just the perception, she don't have to confirm this shit. If she has the perception you have any ill will towards me, you're done the rest of her life. It would take me to be like, no, no, that person cool. She may come up off of it, maybe. But shit, man, my sister, shit. Like my mom is the most innocent person you'll ever meet. My mom in her 60s, still, you would never know my mom dealt with the trauma that she dealt with. You'll never know my mom's mom died when she was a month old. Grandmother died when she was 9. Father died when she was 10. Auntie died when she was 6. Like, my mom had to basically start raising herself. She was in foster care. And then by the time she was 14, basically had to start raising herself in the 70s. Basically had to start raising herself in the 70s, and then at 14. You would never know that if you met her. Nicest person you'd ever want to meet. My mom was the kind of person when I was growing up as a kid, if she saw you standing on a bus stop, she was going to stop. She could be going towards Culver City, and you got to go into West LA. She would go to West LA and drop you off and come back, or at least get you to a bus stop close and be 5 minutes late to where she had to be. That's just my mom. And she could barely know you to do that. Back, and so my sister's always been the one that like been her security blanket. Like my sister, she holds shit down. That stubborn Taurus. Don't fuck with my sister. Don't fuck with her. Yeah, my mom dealt with all kind of heartbreak at a young age. And my mom is the most loving person you'd ever meet. My mom didn't let none of that shit. That's how I know. That's why I'm able to keep an open heart of love. Shit, after what my mom went through, man, shit. My mom, you come over our house, man, she's gonna treat you like you a motherfucking king and queen. She's the most accommodating person you'll ever meet. You'll never know she dealt with all that trauma. And it ain't fake either. That's the thing about it. Some people, they be faking this shit. My mom real too. My mom is very real. As sweet as she is, she's every bit as real. She can't lie like, and she can't lie with her face. If she ain't fucking with you, you gonna see it. It's gonna be all on her body language. My mom cannot tell a lie. You would know. Nope. Oh, that's that six of diamonds. Ultimate balance. Diamonds are rough. If you're a six of diamonds, most six of diamonds had a lot of childhood tragedy. If you're a six of diamonds card, you probably dealt with tragedy at a young age. You probably dealt with tragedy at a young age. That's a card of early age trauma. Yeah. Yeah, Quan said she could be sweet as pie. Go, yeah, because you a goddamn five, Quan. That's why. Shit. I don't fuck with no goddamn fives. If if the law stopped allowing people to carry concealed, only people I'd be like shit. The people that you'll never want to be around when they got a gun in their possession is a goddamn five. Some nines too. Nines too. Nines can be crazy as hell too. People with a bunch of fives and they go, you do not want to be around if they got a gun. They'll fuck you up. Oop. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's why it's good to know people's numbers. You know who to fuck with, who not to fuck with. If somebody's a two, you could probably punk a two. If a two don't have confidence in themselves, you could bully their asses. They may bark a little bit, but you could bully it too. A five, shit. A five, they go. People are five in they deck. Them motherfuckers, shit. I think they carry blowtorches. Like, why do you got a bazooka blowtorch that can shoot 60 feet of fire? That's some shit a five would do. The fuck you doing with a blowtorch? Fives know how to throw. Them niggas know how to throw ninja stars. Them motherfuckers are samurais and ain't never been trained. You don't fuck with them. Oop. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. What's your birthday again, brother love? You said flat iron and armor too? Oh shit, see. Yeah, I was right. Why y'all think I be so nice to Quan in this chat room? If I ever go to Dallas and say something wrong, she can remember that shit. It'd be 15 years later. It'd be 15 years later. She done unsubscribed from the channel in 2022. I could be out in Dallas in 2037, minding my business, doing some public appearance. Quan gonna be sitting in the back of that audience with a bow and arrow. Thought I forgot, nigga. Yeah, that's why I'm always nice to her. Shit. On May 13th, you're a four. Yeah, you balanced. You May, that means you're yeah, I gotta I don't know your card off the top of my head, brother love. I don't know what your card is off the top of my head. People with fives in their chart. So that be niggas be doing. Niggas be going around cheating on chicks with fives in their chart and then wonder why they can't get away. Then like, man, these women are crazy, man. These women are crazy. Well, nigga, your last three girlfriends had multiple fives in their chart. Did you not know that? You can't fuck with them, no matter how nice they appear. Man, I didn't think she knew. Shit, a five, whatever they don't know, they're gonna find out. Because they looking for a reason to fuck you up. That's why. People with fives in their chart don't even like being nice for too long. They'll be nice. If they've been nice for too long, after a while they gotta be like, man, I gotta find a reason to cuss this nigga out. Let me do some investigation. Oh, okay. Who is this in your Instagram inbox? Okay. Yeah, I knew I've been nice to this motherfucker too long. That's how fives think. I don't know your car. See, I don't know cars off the top of my head. I know some cars off the top of my head. But based on your birthday, 77, that's a 0, that's a 4. Yeah. Yeah, nah, I ain't fucking with y'all five. Nope, 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 nope. I'm good. See, I gotta see. I'm on my phone. See, if I put my cards up, I gotta start doing this shit inside the house, where I can go just pull up one of my books. I'll be out here on the porch. 'Cause I like being outside. I'm a nature nigga. I'm a nature nigga. I like looking at stars and shit. But inbox me. Like I said, I'm doing my reading. BreakthroughAS.org. That's where I'm doing my. I have 30-minute readings and I have hour readings. 30-minute readings go by pretty fast, but I can still get you a lot of in for those 30-minute readings. Hour readings to get real in depth. All right. I can help you with how to plan your year out, overall life reading, how to find your gifts, how to communicate with your spouse, what kind of person to look for in a relationship, all that good shit. All right. I holler at y'all. Thanks for coming in here.